from Andy. He'll probably share it with you. This is what you want.
Yeah. Well, actually, I was hoping.
Corn all around.
Yeah.
Which report?
All right,
We know
Okay.
we're ready.
We're ready.
Okay,
It does.
let's
move.
call this
Okay, that's good enough.
area plan meeting into order. It's Tuesday, June 25th. Can I get a roll call of the members, please?
Andy Bailey,
Here.
Grant Muller,
Here.
Stacy Pettigo,
Here.
Chester Bankus,
Here.
and then staff Liz Stitzel and Kat Bell are present, as well as attorney Jay Moore.
Cool. Did anybody have a chance to look at the minutes and see any corrections that need to be needed?
I make a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll second.
So Grant moved and Chester seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. So we've got some old business here. It's the application CC 2024-00360, docket number 20-24-VA. It's a petition for Hardy Hills Solar Energy for one variance to allow a buffer and screening yard. Can you give us any updates on the case, please?
Yeah, I can. So this was specifically in the original staff report labeled a variance 6. And just by way of reviewing, at the last meeting, the affected neighbor was present, and it was clear that there was some kind of agreement that was going to be able to occur, but it wasn't really going to be able to be ironed out to everyone's satisfaction in the timeline that we had. So we chose to continue to give all parties an opportunity to think through their positions and what they needed and try to come to a conclusion that everyone could live with. So I did receive an email from Matt Muller with Invenergy, noting that they have a proposal, and I'll pass this down, but basically, in exchange for moving that landscaping on the other side so that Mr. King can get his farm equipment in and out, there would be some additional landscaping placed on Mr. Davis's property on the south side of the road that he's going to consent to being put there to give him screening. And then they're kind of calling it a privacy fence, but it's a fence that's mostly opaque that will block visibility on the panels, and that's going to go on that deer fencing up to a certain point. And I'll pass this down because there's notes here. You can see the site plan that was submitted to me while I'm kind of going through findings. So the reason I kind of said, your cheat sheets probably won't help you tonight is because the original findings on this, we had no contact from Mr. Davis, so we didn't know coming into that meeting what the situation was, or if anybody had been able to get a hold of anybody else between the different property owners and the solar farm. And so at the time, we'd kind of said the findings, for findings 1 and 2, if the affected neighbor wasn't able to support the compromise, then those findings were going to be difficult to find. So assuming that all parties do speak to their agreement on this, you would need to change those findings to basically say that the parties found an agreement, a compromise that would work. And then on the third one, I think the practical difficulty is clear. We can look at this as the practical difficulty of the landowner. He cannot get his farm equipment in and out. And then if you choose to approve it, which staff would recommend, assuming everyone voices agreement here at the meeting, you would need to make that approval conditional upon following this agreed upon site plan. And if Mr. Davis wants to see what I received, he can take a look too to make sure everybody's on one page. But then that way we know what to look for in the development plan update with the plan commission for this particular situation.
Thanks, Liz. Does the petitioner have anything to add?
Hi, Matt Muller. Nothing really to add. It's just exactly as Liz said. We kind of went out, looked and met with both of the landowners here to talk about what worked out for everybody. And I think we're all happy with that solution.
Perfect.
And like Liz mentioned, this will show up again in the final development plan, just to be codified. So I sent that to Liz just to make sure there wasn't any flags for this variance hearing, but it will get kind of resubmitted and approved by the APC.
Okay. Wait, do you guys have anything to add there?
Andrew Davis, we've all met. I've
we've come into agreement, if it goes as planned, I'm okay with it.
Cool, good, good. I think we're good.
Yeah.
Any other board discussion?
There you go, Chester.
Nope.
So I'd just like to make sure I understand what we have here. So it looks like the privacy fence is what is the alternative to
And the
the,
landscaping on the south side of the road.
and land.
So his house is right here.
Yep,
So there's landscaping being added
Yep.
right here, 2 hedge lines,
Okay.
as shown, and there's a specific species there that will go in. And then right here is where they're placing this. So you
Oh,
got
okay.
2 items, and then in exchange, you're taking out this row that did sit here. So what it seems to do, from my perspective, looking at it, is for Mr. Davis in his house, between the hedgerow here and the privacy fence there, he will not have a direct view
excellent.
into
Okay.
those panels.
All right, so now you have the numbers. So I say I'll make a motion to approve application CC 2024 00360 docket 20 24 VA. According
Variance
to the
6.
findings.
Variance
No.
number 6.
Okay, variance number 6.
And then you cannot go according to the findings because the staff report did not recognize that
Okay,
everybody was talking. So
so then what we're approving is the alternative that the people have agreed upon that includes the privacy fence and additional buffer landscaping as shown in these papers.
So would it be helpful if I suggested some findings for you?
Yeah, sure, it'd be great.
So the first finding is the approval will not be injurious to the public health, safety, morals, or general welfare of the community. So I think you would be able to find that as there's agreement between all landowners, nobody feels that they're being injured in this situation.
Right.
Finding 2 is the use and value of the area adjacent to the property included in the variance will not be affected in substantially adverse manner. So I think you can find there that with the agreement everyone has come to, they believe that they have placed themselves in a situation where the effect is basically the same as what it would have been had they had the original screening. And then your third one is about practical difficulty. So the landowner does have a practical difficulty in the inability to drive equipment, given its width, in and out with the trees there. So those would be your 3 positive findings, which would then allow you to approve with the condition that it follows the site plan submitted that all landowners are in agreement of for the additional plantings and privacy fence in exchange for reducing the original plantings.
So then it would be according to the findings that you just said and according to the agreement of the landowner and
I'll second it.
Hardy Hills or whatever it is. All right,
Approved by, motion by
you wanna,
Chester and seconded by Grant. Roll call vote when you're ready.
Okay, this is gonna take me a moment longer.
You're fine.
It's a good thing there's only one of these. Lots of writing room. Okay, sorry. Andy Bailey,
Yes.
Grant Muller,
Yes.
Stacy Pedigo,
Yes.
and Chester Benkus.
Yes.
Okay. Approved 4-0, so like we discussed, just make sure you get that accurately placed in the development plan, and I'll look for that to be there when we get to having that submitted. So, but otherwise, you're good. That takes care of all 10 of them. And I figure you're gonna ask me about other business. I don't have any other business.
Cool. So we have no public hearings besides the one that we continued. We have no new business. Our next meeting will be on July 23rd, 2024. I'll look for a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second, or adjourn.
Okay, cool.
Who seconded?
I
Andy
the
seconded.
adjournment.
He was eager to be adjourned.
All right,
Hoping to
pass that to Kat, please.
by the August BZA meeting, a replat of Bailey Commercial
So,
Park. or
Does that
whatever.
need
$1 per
variance?
bushel of
Or
corn.
did you
on
mean
that,
August
though,
plan
this
commission?
year.
Not today.
We're getting our
August.
butts kicked.